All right, Shalom. We the Brothers of Great Millstone, church in Birmingham, Alabama. And as always, want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the fellow laborers out there. And as always, you believers. So yeah, we back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. As always, to pronounce judgment against this wicked kingdom, America, also biblically known as Babylon the Great, in relation to its downfall, collapse, and overall destruction. And as we often make mention of, it's pretty much a process that has officially been set in motion. And this is due to the word going forth, the efficiency of this word and the authoritative nature of it. And although, with the naked eye, you people, you perceive us as being insignificant. I wish that the book of Proverbs, the 13th chapter and the 13th verse, and rightfully so. That's why the Most High likened the ministry to the poor, saying that there is nothing to be desired. We don't have a school. We don't throw these elaborate Passover feasts. We're not world friendly. You're not going to see us on some damn podcast. We don't have a standing army. This is why we're considered the poor. But what levels the playing field, if you will, what gives us our strength is this word. You know what proved that? When you read Ephesians, the 6th chapter, where it speaks about the armor. Matter of fact, let's start off right there, Baba Kasha. Ephesians, the 6th chapter. If we could pull that up. And the point is, I believe, around 11 verse where it speaks about the sword of the spirit, but you could build up to that.
Okay. This is Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might.
Right. So our strength is in the Lord. And that Lord really is Yahweh Shai. Because that's the vine. What's that? St. John 15. I am the vine, anyone who abide in me. So the connection to the Most High is Yahweh Shai. Now this is played out by way of subscribing to these teachings. So finally, we are to be strong in Yahweh Shai. Again, this is what gives us our strength. Although you people look at us as the poor, and I'm going to say it again, we accept that. Oh, remember the nigga from IUIC, the big 6'8" nigga, he dropped a track, a hip-hop. He did a rap track, and the name of it was I Ain't No Weak Jew. I ain't never been no weak Jew. Right? That was off, man. Because you was trying to you trying to prove to the world that you ain't nobody. We nobody. Our strength is in Yahweh Shai. And you have to acknowledge that. What's that? 1 Corinthians, the 1st chapter. How did that? Matter of fact, you know what? Let's just get that.
Okay.
And if you want to jump in there, feel free. I mean, it's simple, man. They try to use the truth as a platform to bolster themselves as being someone. Oh, like Nasty. He pretty much said, I go hard for this truth. You hear me fucking patting himself on the back, man. But you know what? That disqualifies you from being a poor. Like, come on.
It's like what verse you want to start at?
What's that?
I think it's like 20-something, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 27. It says, but the Most High have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And the Most High have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty.
Hey, Bob, can you start at 26?
Yep.
1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 26. For you see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called.
Kind of, if I may just going back to the other point, you proceed to have all this figured out, but no, it's up to you how about Shemal Shai, man, that to who he's gonna give this understanding to, man. You got it.
Hey, if I could add to that too, it says not many wise after the flesh, meaning carnality, from the position of Esau's paperwork. Whether you boast in these lofty titles such as a doctor, philosopher, scientist, well, that's wisdom after the flesh. You see, it also says not many mighty. So the Lord didn't call the mighty men. And really your might is dictated by your weaponry, especially as it relates to this lifetime. That's why you see a lot of Jake, they at the gun range, and they really feel as if that's going to serve as a hedge. Guess what? That's not going to protect you from death angels, man, and the strange judgments of Yahweh Shemal Shai. A weapon not going to ward that off. And it says not many noble. So men with status in this world, you're not going to see Jay-Z out there, professing the light, the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Why? Because at that point, you have a lot of Jake to flock into the truth, man. In which we know the Lord don't want that. So pretty much the ministry is considered insignificant. Poor. Yep, you got it, bro.
It says, verse 27, but the Most High have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And the Most High have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty.
And if I may, just show you, going back to the mention how that many are not after the flesh, called after the flesh. Show you that this is a spiritual thing, because now your credibility in the world, that don't matter, man. Because ultimately, this is the will of the Lord. And going back to the point you made earlier, how the Lord has allowed Jay-Z to come into this, because that's gonna ruin the product, man. Having everything to come in because of that one person was drawing all these people. But no, the Lord had, just like the Lord had the young lad David to be considered, as well as to overthrow the mighty Goliath. That's what the Lord is doing now in this lifetime,
Hey, you know what? That Goliath, like that statue, the statue in Daniel, all those nations, because you got all those nations, you got the EU, the UN, NATO, this conglomerate of nations, and they pretty much pit against the poor. So the Lord chose us to confound them. That weapon he gave us, it leveled the playing field. So with the naked eye, we look poor. Hey, because David, that's it. That's it. King David. That weapon that he had, those three, was it three smooth stones or five? But that gave him his strength. Even though that it came from the Most High. Like you have somebody who poor, a nigga weighing 170 pounds soaking wet, but if he got a thing on, if he got a Draco, that levels the playing field. And we're gonna go back to that. That's that sword of the spirit, which is the word. Yeah, go ahead.
And the base things of the world and the things which are despised have the Most High chosen. Yeah, and the things which are not, to bring to naught things that are.
And if I may, we seeing the things that are this kingdom, this system as you see it, is ultimately us speaking these things is going to bring these things to naught, man. Having this word, the words of Yahweh Shemal Shai, You know, it said what a word of a king is, there is power. So we telling this mountain to go yonder into the lake of fire, man. You know, but it said the Lord has chosen the despised, you know, the weak. You know, that's an effort to show his power, man.
Right.
You know?
Yep. The same with David. Because remember in that account, pretty much, you don't think it was men of stature in Israel's army? It was. It was men who had the physique. It was guys that were 6'7", and you know. But guess what? The power of the Lord wouldn't have been manifest through them, because you would have attributed the victory to that person's girth, his strength, his height, his skill in war. So the Lord chose David, which scriptures tell you he was ruddy, he was fresh, he didn't have scars. Or these Edomites, man, like these Edomites who try to attempt to come after, you know, combat what we teach, they'll say that was a little white boy, man. Get the fuck out of here. They use that word ruddy.
Ready, yeah.
But even though ruddy is like it kind of, if you pull it up, it looked like how we look, like a reddish clay tone. But also it really goes into fresh as well, being fresh. Back then, guys had scars. You knew that was a warrior based upon his output. You see that today, a nigga with a scar. You say, I don't want no part. You know what I mean? But King David, he was fresh, and you know he was young, and he was weak and feeble, as we read right here in 1 Corinthians. So that's a foreshadowing of the presentation that's before you. This nigga got ICBM. You know what? We ain't even got to go there. We have to go to him for the want of all things. Keep that in mind. You can't forget that we're objection to our enemies. Right there, right? This man can cut your power off. He's tracking you. He got our ISP addresses. He know what we saying. See? So it's going to take divine intervention, just as it was with King David. But again, the Lord is great, man. So you see all the attempts on the life of the whore, America. You got these different countries. They got missiles too, but yet they can't take America down because it ain't that time. The Lord said, look, I'm going to begin that process with the poor. And we're going to speak it, like you mentioned, right? We're going to speak this place out of existence. And that goes back to what? The sword. Matter of fact, we threw right here. Matter of fact, read the 29th verse.
Verse 29, that no flesh should glory in his presence.
See that? So that's the science behind it. So no one can boast as if it was due to our study habits or whatever, man. Or your ability to shoot a weapon. See? No flesh will be able to glory in his presence. You're going to have to reverence the Most High. It's got to be attributed to the Most High. So we can go back and let brothers got some.
I can make just a quick point by that speaking. It said that same word, make this thing reserved for fire, you know, as that testimony that Noah held, you know, bringing in the flood on the world of ungodly. You know, after he spoke those things, it went into action, you know.
Yeah. That's heavy, man. We've been entrusted with that same word. See? Oh, we brought that point out before. Just to add that's a beautiful point. Just so you can understand, all of you out there, you can understand the people didn't know Noah was Noah as we know him. Because if they did, they would have believed him. That show you right there. Right? If Noah, he's famous now. What's that? I believe that's Sirach 44, let us praise.
Yeah, that's it.
Famous and eloquent men, something like that. If Noah famous as hell now. And guess what? Noah don't know who he is, right? that's why the scriptures say the Lord have no respect of persons.
Mhm.
See, because you have those men who received all those different accolades and praises, they back and they got government. We got Hebrew names now, but if you ask for my ID, you're gonna see a government name. Show you how bad that. Oh, that's the 29th verse of what we just read. That no flesh might boast. Right? So the ancient prophets here, but they got government names. You know, right when you can, your name might be Laderick out there. That's inside. No, based upon man. Mosiah said he get the glory.
Mhm.
See that?
Mm.
But again, going back to Noah, if they didn't think Noah was nobody, because they would have listened to Noah.
Mm-hmm.
See, they didn't think Lot was nobody.
Mm-hmm.
So now you see we continue in that legacy, but we got that same word. This is what validates us. This word is going to shift the whole entire scene. Reality as you know it is going to be compromised based upon this word. See? All right, come on. So let's go back here.
Cut. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might.
Mm-hmm.
Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
If I may too, that show you that you know, you ain't prepping for a physical battle. You know, you lining up the ammo and
right.
You doing drills. How ISUPK the nigga did a drill where you had to get mace first and
right.
No, talking about Paul giving us a rundown of what we're going against, the resistance we're going against, and ultimately how this word we're equipped with this word to fight this that resistance, man. And I said we're not fighting against flesh and blood, so put down the Drake. You know what I mean? The nigga so amped up to get physical, but this is a spiritual war, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It says, Salakia, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand.
Go ahead.
Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace.
Right. So you notice where there's a sense of urgency that comes with us in our presentation. What do I mean by that? Well, you're reading for yourself. Well, you listening. You see where it's likened to what? Preparing for battle. A heavy form of resistance. So that proves that your very life depends on his word. See? Go ahead.
I got something for you real quick. On the book of 1 Corinthians. Team.
So like
14 and 7.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it had I don't know if you were making a point or not, but it was like a delay.
Back to the point that now. Yeah. This word, it comes with a sense of urgency, you know, and how scriptures talk about how don't put the Lord off from day to day, you know. But you got it up.
1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 7. And even things without life giving sound, whether piped or harp, except they give a distinction in the sounds, how shall it be known what is piped or harped?
So the Lord is using us as that vessel to blow forth a certain sound, man. And you know, with the trumpet, you have a trumpet of feast and of the new moon, to gather, or even to a warning sound. You know, for a siege is coming to the city, man. You got it out.
If the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle?
So just going back to the other point concerning having this sense of urgency, because that's what this message is a sound to prepare you and warn you of this battle, man. That the times of evil that we're in, man. You know, that was it on that.
Oh, if I may, whoa, yeah, you know what? We could read another verse, but you know what come to mind? Is that Ezekiel 3, where it speaks about I believe it's 7.
Oh,
Yep, 7. Yep, they have blown the trumpet.
They have blown the trumpet, but no one have made themselves ready for the battle. That's
Okay.
how the Lord likened the scene we about to close into. Jake don't know they about to go into a heavy form of resistance. That's the battle. And you're not going to be able to stand in that day, at least you have this mindset. Because really, what this doctrine do, it breaks you down and you have to concede to the Most High. That's the only thing that's acceptable. You have to be in the spirit of saying, Lord, don't kill me. Lord, deliver me from Yahweh Basham Shah, feed me in the famine. With trembling, right? Yahweh Basham Shah, wake me up. You got to create the proper fear for the Lord to deliver you. See? Because if someone was coming to battle you with weapons, and your instinct should be fear. See? Go ahead.
Con. So likewise ye, except ye utter by the tongue, excuse me, I'm gonna read this again. So likewise ye, except ye utter by the tongue words easy to be understood, how shall it be known what is spoken? For ye shall speak into the air.
that's it.
Right, so we ain't beating around the bush. This straight commandment. We telling you you're going to be destroyed. We got missile signs. The ministry is intentional. So those words that, right, we uttering the proper words for you to respond to. Yeah, so if that's all we need, we can go back.
Con. Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 15. And your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith you shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. And take the helmet of salvation.
Hey, if I may, right?
Yeah.
That faith, man, you got to believe in the doctrine because that's a defense mechanism. It's likened to a shield. If you don't have this as your belief system, which this is a faith-based ministry, then you're not going to have nothing to combat the resistance. And that includes doctrines as well. Quantum Watt like to go into that too. I forget what precept that links, is that Psalm 91?
Okay.
Yeah, kind.
Where it speaks about being covered and being covered from the wind, the storm, and the rains or whatever. Well, that also includes doctrines, wayward ideas and concepts. So when you believe, when you have faith, it serves as a shield. You block, you ward off all of those different doctrines. It's almost like it's organic. A guy can have a beautiful presentation. The video start off with an intro, right? Or it might have the graphics. But you said, let me hear that, man. I mean, your faith serves, it causes that energy to bounce off of you. You don't entertain it. That's why we back tonight, man. Because we believe, and that is not of us. Let me make sure we clear that. It's Yahweh Basham Shah who saw fit for us to occupy this lot and to believe.
Con. and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the spirit.
Like it, right? The fiery darts of the devil or the wicked. You know what that reminds me of? The parable of Yahweh and the sword. Well, the fowls of the air took away the word because I forget exactly where it's at, but the scripture speaks about how the wicked laid a snare for me in the way. Man, you know what? If you think you could track that, I was trying my end too. I know it's in the book of Psalms. Oh, matter of fact, I think it said about the side. Do it say that?
Slide. Okay, let me see. Yeah, Psalm 140
That's
and
it.
5.
Right, that's another precept that links the wicked in the parable of the sword to Esau. In that wayside, where some who heard the word and immediately the fowls of the air took it. See, all right, come on.
Ephesians 6 and 17.
No, Psalms 140.
Oh, Slack it.
Was it 5 you said?
Yeah, Psalm 140 and 5, verse 5.
Slack. Psalms 140 and verse 5. The proud have laid a snare for me in cords. They have spread a net by the wayside.
See, they snared a net by the wayside. Go ahead.
They have set gins for me, Selah.
Right, and jinn mean traps, and those traps, they come in the form of doctrines as well. So that's why when you read the parable of the sword, the fowls of the air, which that's the wicked one, Esau, meaning what he have laid out, it intercepts the light. You're not willing to, you can't entertain this form of teaching because your mind is preoccupied with what Esau put out there. See? You got a sentimental value. Some niggas can't come in, right? Because that Christmas and shit like that. It was a week before Christmas. You heard the truth. Lord, bad, man.
Yeah.
And that's an example of the wicked laying a net by the wayside. See? All right, so yeah, we can go back.
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 17. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the spirit, which is the word of the Most High.
See, so that goes to the original point. This is what gives us strength. This levels the playing field. Yeah, you damn right. You're supposed to look at us as the poor and insignificant. But what levels? We got that sword on us, and that's which a sword, it cuts off. Matter of fact, do me a favor. Click on that word sword, because when someone got the sword or a gun, they got the authority. They could dictate what happened. Or we went into that Sunday about how the guy come in with the gun. That's the guy who can give you mercy. That proved that Yahweh is the one that's really the hand that's bringing the judgment. It goes back to, for an example, the death angel. All right, come on.
The word sword, it says a large knife used for killing animals and cutting up flesh. A small sword, as distinguished from a large sword.
Now, you know what I want? Go down to the Strongs.
It says a knife, i.e. dirt, figuratively wore judicial punishment.
Judicial punishment. See? So that proves that the sword that we hold, it's an authoritative word. It's a judicial word. Hey, the judge, right? Matter of fact, click on that word judicial. The judge is the guy in the courtroom. Now, you know, when you're going to Esau, boy, that's why this place got to be destroyed. He'll have 12 fucking, what they call it?
Jurors. Yeah.
And them jury, them niggas though, it is a sick, twisted, a middle-aged Edomite. So that's all I gotta say. You know what he in, you know what I mean? He dictating your life, man. But really, that judge is supposed to hear the matter, but then he have an what's that word? I don't know. It slipped me. Oh man. A magistrate.
Right.
That's the overtone of the judge. He have the final say, man. So that's why you see, right, that the sword of the word is linked to a judge. So what we pushing in the earth, our doctrine, right, it's the judge, jury, and executioner. That's a lesson. It's the judge, jury, and executioner, man. Yep, go ahead.
That word judicial, of, by, or appropriate to a court or judge.
See that? So us having the sword of the spirit, although we the poor, guess what? Our words hold weight. It comes from a judicial position. So you can turn your nose up, you can do all that shit, but guess what? You're gonna be destroyed by either the missiles, the famine. See that? Or the wild beasts, them bears been cranking up lately. It seems like every other day. There's one, a bear chased a little nigga. Yeah. And there was another one where, and you Edomites, you think you know it all. They was in Canada or something, and this one bear took off on 40 people, man. And Esau was like, that was abnormal because usually a bear, he'll shy away from so many. Man, that ain't scriptural. The scriptures tell you how the bears tore up 40 children, man. So they said the bear, he heavily injured two. I mean, he injured two heavily, and then a lot of more people got injured. He just washed off. See?
Yeah.
That's gonna happen a lot, man. And the Lord, great. Your door, your window can't keep the Lord from because the bear will show you how you people don't know what you're dealing with. Like you run from a bear, you run straight to the house, right? You think you're safe. The bear come and knock the whole door down, man, with one swipe. Or either jump through the window. And let's just say if that's not the case, you could wake up to a noise in the garage and the Lord already got a mountain lion in there. That's gonna happen, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah. And you ain't gotta believe it, but guess what? We coming from a judicial, as you see, that's the sword of the spirit. Go ahead. Matter of fact, yeah, come on, click on some of them words.
Similar words. It says legal, judiciary, judicial, judicator, forensic. It says official.
Yep, official. Yeah, so that's all we need. So, Ephesians. Salaki. You see. Matter of fact, go to what's that, Psalm 75? Because the word, and coming from that judicial place, from that of a judge, it's not a little minuscule matter. This dealing with kings being moved out of the way to make room for others. Oh, that's the parable we went into that, Lazarus and the rich man. That's a cold parable. Man. Yeah. Because you people like, sweet Jesus, he loved everybody. But the Lord, he pretty much distorted, because when you read Lazarus and the rich man, that's him summarizing everything. And you people will be shocked to find out, like you Christians, you'll be shocked to find out what he's saying in there, man. See, we've been given the task of making sense of that parable. Nobody gonna believe us though, because Going back to the point, we the poor.
Mm-hmm.
But we have the sword of the spirit. That parable is a chilling, it pretty much breaks down the future of Esau. That what Yahweh doing in that parable. He breaking it down. And it's dedicated to moving kings out of the way, man. That's pretty much what the word do. Go ahead.
Con. Start at the top, Elder.
Yeah, Con, you brothers got it. You can jump in there.
Con.
Oh, that's the
Psalms.
spirit. That's the spirit. You can read that heading because you're through the spirit.
Con. It says the Most High abases the proud, but exalts the righteous.
That's it. Hey,
Psalms.
that has everything to do with rulership.
Mhm.
Being abased. Oh, and that's Lazarus and the rich man, right? Lazarus went down, Salakia, the rich man went down to the grave,
Mm-hmm.
and Lazarus was carried up. So, yeah, this experience, this system, you people, you actually trust in it. You look at it, this is the Lady of Kingdoms, America. No other kingdom can rival it. It's been set on a pedestal. That's why this message is foreign. We saying, look, this is gonna be moved out of the way. What makes you say that? Well, give me, right? You call for a precept. And that's the judicial, right? That's the sword of the spirit, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's that judicial, right?
Mm.
And the Lord's so cold, you don't believe it.
Yeah.
You don't believe it because it's shrouded in mystery. Because the precepts we getting, you see, so everybody gonna get nuked. And we go to like Isaiah the 9th chapter, it still come off as a stomach food. Go ahead.
Con. Psalm 75:1. Unto thee, O power, do we give thanks. Unto thee do we give thanks, for that thy name is near, thy wondrous works declare.
And if I may, that's why you hearing the names of Yahweh Shema Shai. The Lord is about to once again show forth those wondrous works, which is ultimately the destruction of America, Babylon the Great.
Yeah, that's a wondrous work. And the Lord, man, He gonna make sure that work get attached to Him. Because all these other little works, the Lord, like, okay, y'all ain't got it. Y'all have that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But guess what? That the World War III, you're gonna attribute that the plagues. Because Jake paid off their mortgage and they swear it was Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Or even some people can't come in because they said, well, hold up. When I was in the world, I was in the city and I said Jesus. And you know what I mean? Because even we called on foreign names, but it was Yahweh Shadow. See, we understand that. It was just in our ignorance. That's why the scripture speak about coming out of the dust. The dust represents confusion. Yep, come on.
Con. Verse 2. When I shall receive the congregation, I will judge uprightly the earth, and all the inhabitants thereof are dissolved. I bear up the pillars of it, Selah.
So you see, right? Everything is promoting the destruction, man. Because that reminds me of Isaiah 24 and also 2 Peter 3, because the end game is the destruction of America. How do we know that? Because that's going to be the segue to the kingdom. We're not going to be teaching and all. We're going to be in our glory, man. See? Yahweh Shai going to show himself in his glory. That's going to all, so that proves that the destruction of America is heavy in the scriptures. Because it's the catalyst to everything else. Go ahead.
I said unto the fools, deal not foolishly, and to the wicked, lift not up the horn.
I told you. Didn't I tell that spirit? Didn't I tell you? Hey, that's an authoritative place too. When you kind of consider that approach, somebody said, "Didn't I tell you?" Oh, that's why when you watch, for an example, bear with me on this example. When you watch, what's that? Hey, American Gangster. Where the guy walked in and he was talking to Nicky Barnes. And Nicky Barnes said, "Well, hold up now. Look, man, I'm not fond of all this. You better do this or you better do that." You know what I'm saying? Because that was an authoritative. You tell somebody, "Hey, you better not come." That's offensive because it's authoritative. King Solomon did that. Remember, before he put the guy to death, he said, "Didn't I tell you not to come back or leave your house?"
Right.
Go ahead.
Good. Lift not up your horn on high. Speak not with a stiff neck. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south.
And if I may show you that promotion, be honored, really that's going into rulership. And it said come from the east, west, or south. So it's none of this world, this realm that can put you on top, man. It's really, it comes from the heavens. That decree comes from the heavens, and nothing of this earthly realm you can do to put yourself at a certain status, man. That's why I said promotion come neither from the east. It's none of this earthly realm. It comes from the heavens, man. It's the decree of Yahweh by Shema Shai,
Oh, that reminds me of Revelation 20, where how Satan was bound 1,000 years. He couldn't come out of Europe. He couldn't come and put his influence on the earth. He couldn't rule. He was bound. Just like right now, we bound. I don't give a damn how much you march or whatever you do. Right? What's them dudes? We're talking about making the Black Wall Street, Killer Mike.
Oh yeah.
You just talk a bunch of shit. I'm gonna be interested to see how they react to the plagues, man. That's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah.
Right? Because you niggas ain't gonna have the answers. You're not gonna have the armor. Yep. Go ahead.
Con. It says, but the Most High is the judge.
See, the Most High is the judge. So you see where everything goes back to a judge set. That's who dictates your fate. So that's the word we've been entrusted with. Again, that sword of the spirit. That's heavy. When you go into that word sword, it goes back to a judicial place, pretty much. See? Go ahead. Read again on top.
Con. But the Most High is the judge. He put up down one and set up another.
See that? So that's what it's not a small matter. What we judging is not a small matter. You see? Or remember, it was a guy brought his case to Yahweh Shai. It was, I think it was an inheritance promised to him from his brother or something. It was an account. I believe that was Yahweh Shai, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, see if you could type it in. I don't want to, but ultimately, the Lord pretty much dismissed it because it's weightier matters we're dealing with. This judgment we speaking of is concerning the current rulers of the planet Earth being removed and the poor. See, that adds to the shock value. The poor being raised up to rule. That's heavy. That lets you know that there's a power orchestrating that. Because in the flesh, you would think China will be next, or one of these other nations with the technology until America regain its footing, and then they proceed. America dropped to rank 4.
Is it Luke 12?
God.
Yep. Go ahead.
It's like
yeah, we dropped. We had to drop to at the top 5.
Right.
That's a fleshly approach. See, because you're looking at it like, well, hold up, yeah, this nation. No, what's taking place was taking shape in the earth. A higher power orchestrated. That's why, again, the poor gonna be on top of the world. See, That lets you know that's the Most High dealing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, come on.
Come, Luke chapter 12 and verse 13. And one of the company said unto him, Master, speak to my brother that he may divide the inheritance with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this to Wadi how about Shmal Shah, because I didn't know that this precept, that word judge was there. It just came, this account just came to me in the spirit. See? So you see here, right, to set the stage, you had a guy came, he said, look, Lord, judge over, I got an inheritance. My uncle left me 500. He supposed to give me 250. Right, let's see what Yahweh said.
And he said unto him, Man, who made me a judge or a divider over you?
Right, so his matter went over that little shit. That's what the spirit we in. We don't give a damn about you niggas. Mike Brown got shot because that's what IUIC, them niggas, remember they showed up at the Barclays Arena? Them niggas an embarrassment to Israel too, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it was over. What's the dude name? Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
They were making themselves a judge over that matter, man. See? That ain't the spirit of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai's spirit wouldn't have been preoccupied with that. We sitting around judging matters concerning the rulerships being transitioned in the earth. Go ahead.
Con. It says, and he said to them, Take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consists not of the abundance of the things which he possesseth.
Right. So pretty much the Lord left him with that. And because that's going to come to naught. You being coveted, you have a covet in the spirit. See, because that's, well, you know what? That's one of the spirits Esau channeled in the world. Because a nigga say, oh, and I actually saw a brother did a video on it. This fucking older Jake, he said, I got a message for you YNs. Maybe y'all saw it. Get your money. You know, that was the niggas. See how it's vexing listening, because he was on some lecturing shit, you know what I mean? But you like, man, this dude don't know, man. The fuck you mean get your money? Because that's gonna be out the door. And then you got to get the chip, and that provokes the anger of the Lord. When you get that chip, because then you're going to be tormented with, what's that, Revelation 14? In the presence of Yahweh Shai and the angels. That's dealing with the destruction. All right, so yeah, that's all we need. Yeah, was kind of, you know, tempted to click on that word judge, but we can go back here.
Psalm chapter 75 and verse 7. But the Most High is the judge. He put up down one and set up another.
See that? So these matters have everything to do with rulership. So now with that established, if you don't believe this, you're going to be destroyed, man. Why? Because even, let's say this, and it's going to be kind of crazy for me to say, even if you ain't got the spirit, right? Even in the flesh, you should be sympathetic to Esau being, you know, out of order. See, that's so that the Most High is going to be justified. In the flesh, you should agree with that. See? Because when you find out, matter of fact, let's go ahead and segue to what we got. Esau don't deserve to be in rulership. So this is not some burden. When we said, look, the judge has ordered that Esau got to be moved out of the way. And I'm going to raise up the poor because the poor can be led. And furthermore, is their inheritance. Yeah, come on.
This is from the People's Voice.tv. Bombshell report. Microplastics in food are causing heart disease, not cholesterol.
Fuck, man.
And you know what, Mike? That's one of the weapons of choice of Esau. Like when you do it, you go to the crime scene and investigate. You say, "Well, hold up, yep, that's some shit here. That's some shit Jeffrey Dahmer did." that plastic, that shit traced back to you devils, man. Even in the ocean, them trash islands. You see? And that's not a deep, that's why even in the flesh, you should be like, okay, let's sit down and have this conversation. You're right, man. Go ahead.
Cause it says scientists have discovered that microplastics found in food are a leading cause of heart disease, not cholesterol as previously believed.
You gotta laugh at it, man. These devils crazy, man. Oh, you know what that is? That's like putting shit in your drink. Like I, the Spirit used that analogy when concerning the mischief of Esau. That's a motherfucker you can't trust. Or what's that? Well, if a motherfucker put some in your drink, they got to be destroyed.
Yeah.
And then you see this nigga, you turn your head with his shit is crazy. You turn your head, he put it in your drink, then he asks how you feeling, man.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy dude. So they do them experiences, Salaki experiments. See they use so many Jake to do lab to guinea pigs. That came from Jake, man. Tuskegee, that's one of the more prominent Tuskegee experiment. A lot of our women, they use them, they use anesthesia. That's how they came up with that. She would have to bear their pain while they sit there and do tests. So this man got to be moved out of the way. Go ahead, up.
It's a little bit. It says, according to this groundbreaking research, the lipid heart hypothesis, the long-held theory that dietary cholesterol and saturated fat cause heart disease is the biggest medical scam of the past century.
Hey.
And if I may, you just got to ask yourself, how did he even get to that point to what you even got microplastics in the shit?
Yeah. Because you know what? This dude, when you put the pieces together, the story, you get clarity. It's all for the birthright. He want to depopulate the earth. You see, because that spirit from their forefather lingers through them. That's why you see them always complaining about, for an example, oh man, what's the phrase they use? Well, they're not able to reproduce pretty much.
Low T.
Yeah, low T. And not only that, right? They feel as if their country is under fire, is a threat to the so-called white race because they're not populating. We did a lesson on it. You see, why is that spirit on them? Make America great again. For an example, them Edomites be serious, man. Jake ain't in their right mind. But when certain days come around, Veterans Day or something like that, they be feeling heartfelt.
Oh yeah.
Motherfucker put a mic in front of them and say, look, we got to we able to enjoy the luxuries of being safe with our family because of the military, you know.
Yeah.
We able to enjoy it, right? Freedoms. And they'll say, yeah, based upon the military, because deep in that spirit lingers in them that they got to be in power. That goes back to Esau. That spirit lingers through that whole bloodline. They know being in power is a big deal. So the depopulation thing come up. Really, always to get rid of Israel. That go back to Ezekiel, not Ezekiel, but Exodus. I want to see one.
First chapter.
See? They are geared. They tend to gravitate toward Jake, and that goes back to the story. See, what's on the table is rulership, the blood, the birthright. Was it more than that?
That was pretty much it on this one,
Yeah,
Elder.
that's crazy though, man. You lay down, your heart beating fast. That shouldn't happen. You just been desensitized to it because this devil, you try to eat right, that nigga putting something in your shit some kind of way. And if not that, the plastic that is in. And you don't know, you just looking at it like a plastic bag, but the particles, it's some that transfer. You better believe them devils, they transfer that plastic, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's in plastic. Come on.
Con. This is also from the People's Voice.tv. Report: Bill Gates clone meat is secretly flooding the U.S. food supply.
Yeah, that devil is seeped in. And pretty much the FDA, they cleared hit this guy and his I forget the guy, he got a partner who was in on a lot of the clone meat.
Yeah.
See? They passed it. The FDA shit. They passed all kind of shit, man. Like so much hair can be in bread.
Yeah.
All kind of crazy shit, man. But hey, the scripture said we got to eat our bread defiled. But the brother used to always go into that, Barack, about how you have to be looking at like a certain TV show, you eat certain things. And I don't fuck with like the little wings, the little part. You just said something.
Yeah.
Because it's psychological at that point. It's almost like, well, shit, man, that shit like a finger.
Yeah.
It's like it, man. I don't want to put that out. You know what I mean? You just got to pray over it. But now this, right? You're like, shit, man. Then you might say, well, hold up. I'm going to eat all vegetables. Let's go to what we got. And we come back if it's a read in it. Right. Oh, that's that shadow of death, man. Let's go to the next article. We'll come back here if you could. So if you say, hey, the hell with that meat, I'm going to just eat salads. Come on.
It says EPA has approved a new pesticide that contains PFAS or forever chemicals to be used on vegetables like lettuce, broccoli, and potatoes.
Crazy, man. Fucked up, man. See? Which, you can fact check this. This is in the Washington Post, right? If I'm not mistaken, watch the Post, and you see where this devil made a conscious effort to attack. That's what you put that's your salad. See? The potatoes, because potatoes good for you. Broccoli. But this devil penetrated. So again, let's go back to the other article. If you said, man, fuck that meat. You're gonna take it, you're gonna have a salad, and that salad gonna be through, man. But again, you gotta pray, man. We just pray and understand, or is even mercy in that, because Yahweh Shai spoke about how the food go to the sewer. So the Lord mercy endures forever. Is always on display. You eating fucked up things, not willingly. You're trying to eat right, but even in that, the Lord have it where that food go through you. Now, it's so contaminated and poisoned that we need Yahweh Shai. That's why Scripture say, well, at least those days be shortened. It must be these days. The days of Esau. Because, goddamn, even the titans chilling. Gates, that crazy nigga meat, have secretly started to flood the U.S. supply, man. Yep, you got it up.
It says, report Bill Gates clone meat is secretly flooding the U.S. food supply. Just a little bit. It says Bill Gates Gates is quietly pumping unlabeled clone meat into the U.S. food supply, according to a new report.
If I made it show you the so-called white man, this nigga the devil, man. They said unlabeled clone meat.
Yeah.
You already got to deal with 100% juice that's not 100%, and other things that within the labels that that shit start with XYZ. You already got to deal with that shit.
Right.
Now you just buying shit. They ain't even telling you is on there now.
Mm-hmm.
So telling how telling how long this nigga have been not labeling shit, and even with certain ingredients, this nigga probably missing out on certain shit. Even though
the nigga just making up that shit.
Right.
That nigga, that's why the first three letters is XZ. He just got that shit out of here, man.
Man.
That's why, you know what? That sword, man.
Mm-hmm.
Judicial place. We need the judge, right, to put down E and set us up. See, and setting us up is going to be nothing more than us channeling the laws in the earth. What's that, Isaiah the 2nd chapter? So now it's going to be welfare, right? Matter of fact, after you read this, brothers can pull that up. We're ready to close in a minute.
It says the disturbing revelation comes after Canada indefinitely halts plans to allow cloned meat into its own food supply following widespread concerns. So if I may, it was hidden to the point where another nation had to say, "Nah, we don't want no meat from your particular meat packing plant to hit our food supply." And that's when the wind of it, was made manifest, man. Like we've been saying, this damn devil, man. You gotta keep your eye on him. Because if you don't, like you said, he'll slip some of your drink and ask you how you feeling 20 minutes later.
He keep checking on you and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why, man. That's why we got to thank the Most High. He put the Spirit on us to desire righteousness in the earth. Because, without that, there ain't no hope. Look at the influence of this man through his technology. This man basically trying to set AI up as God, man. So we got to get out of here. And not only that, he got a thing for blood. That puts it over the top. You got a crazy dude, and he gets off on blood, and not just any blood. He wants your blood. He wants the blood of Israel. That's the prize. But again, it goes all the way back. That spirit lingers. It goes all the way back to the humble beginnings, where the birthright is at stake. That's why. What's the statement he made? Then I would slay my brother. After I mourn my father, then will I slay my brother. Man, that was the first reaction he had. I'm gonna kill Jacob. Yep, come on.
You want that welfare of the world?
Right. Was that Wisdom of Solomon 6?
Okay.
And oh yeah, you know what I've been missed? The feature scripture. Again, you can see the title of the lesson. Therefore, the kingdom is translated. So let's get this Wisdom of Solomon 6, then we'll close out on that.
Okay. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6 and verse 24. But the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world, and a wise king is the upholding of the people.
If I make it say that multitude of the wise, that's going to them being in rulership, man. That's going to be the welfare of the earth. It talks about that as well. The creation waited for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High, man.
Yep.
So this is the conclusion of the matter, in a sense. Talking about the Lord's goodwill is to give us the kingdom, man. So we're going to see how the earth is supposed to be ran properly with the proper rulers. They're just like you putting 87 gas in something that supposed to take 93. It ain't gonna run properly, man. Till you flush it out and put the right liquids in there, the right fluids, then it's gonna run properly, man.
Hey, if I may, right, the word welfare, just add building up what you said, it goes to health. So the earth, which that word health go back to whole. That's where you get wholesome. So your body is whole. Under the next regime is going to be health. And that proves that it's going to be after this reality, because Esau centers around disease. When you pay attention to what was his chess move to get the people at bay? It was the C-19, remember? So he used his pursuit to maintain rulership to get a stronger. He ain't going to the law. He ain't going to no righteousness. No, his instinct was put C-19 out there, and that could get the ball rolling. See, so that proves that it's a contrast. One regime is going to promote health, while you have here where this regime promotes diseases. That's why you got hospitals. That's a big boom in business. The pharmaceutical. Oh, that go back to what? Revelation? Is that Revelation 18? It goes into the pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
See? So Esau benefits off of death. The idea of death. You sick. That's why the scripture says, no, the welfare, the health of the world is going to come through the kingdom of heaven. Yep. Yeah. So that's it.
Con.
I want to say that. Yeah. You know what? You can go straight to the point.
Con. Con. Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 and verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Right. See, so it go back to that point of the Lord being justified. Unrighteous dealing is not what the information we just produced, right? Where this guy, his meat have penetrated the U.S. food supply. Clone meat, man. And you know what? That's just the tip of the iceberg. That ain't a surprise. Or, the shit that he give you was already tainted. Like Honey Nut Cheerios, that shit glazed. You put it in a light. Give off.
Yeah.
See that? So the Lord said, look, because of unrighteous dealings, and that, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Go ahead. Oh, so like it say injuries. So that's the sword. Because that injury is due to what? The continual stroke of oppression. And it also goes on to say riches gotten by deceit. You know about Jekyll Island and where these devils, they pretty much seized all the gold and gave you certificates to operate with, to preoccupy you. Riches got by deceit. Lands is riches too. This nigga drew up a contract on the fly with the natives. The natives couldn't understand. Then he got weapons and shit, right? He can say some shit. This our land. Then motherfuckers come in with weapons, man. That's riches got by deceit. All of those offenses, the many offenses of Esau. So that's going to provoke the judge to do what? Read that last part again.
The kingdom is translated from one people to another.
See that? So because of those acts, the kingdom is translated. See? And pretty much the ministry is the speaking of that. That's why I go back to that word judge
Mhm.
from a judicial position. So we're in a phase where the Lord calling Esau out, but it's setting the stage for what the poor to take his spot is all in the plans.
Hmm.
See? So yeah, with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the fellow laborers out there. As always, you believers. Till the next time, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.